welcome back to the Shimi Podcast, right? And I'm here with my very good friend of many years, many years, Dr. Izukanji Steveraya Ngambi.
Oh, government name.
Okay. I've got you by your government name, and I'm here, Witu, your host. Yeah, how you doing, Izu?
I'm great.
Yeah,
a little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous.
Great,
I'm actually happy to be here. Yeah.
First time I'm doing something like
this.
So.
No, it's great. It's great. Back to government names, man. Stevie Rai, you told me that time.
Yeah.
And I just was like, Steven, but make it Gail.
Yeah.
But make
that's
it for
exactly
Gail.
what it was.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
right?
that's what it is.
Like, Stevie Rai. You're pushing something there. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You've been around the studio. It works.
I like it. It's I would say cute.
Yeah.
Very cute.
No, it tries.
Yeah.
No one has ever called our studio cute. So that no one has complimented
it's
it
very
that
cute.
before.
It's adorable. It has like paintings and stuff. It's very cute.
It's great. It's nice, man. We try. We're very comfortable here.
Yeah.
We're very comfortable here. Yeah. So, on this podcast we get a lot of young people. It's a very like young people podcast.
You should probably say my age at this point.
No, but you're still a young person. You're still a young. Don't be fooled by Izu's stature.
What do you mean?
Stature, you might be like, no, this school girl is good for her. Hey, Izukanji is a doctor, an actual medical doctor. You've been practicing for how long?
Since 2022.
Since 2022.
Yeah.
Just
over 2 years.
Just over 2 years, getting to a third year of practicing medicine. Yeah. Should we block that out? We'll probably be like,
you should block that out.
Maybe,
you should not have that. You will find me.
No, man, but she's a doctor here within Kitwe, and we like to bring in young people, see their experiences, and we just kind of see like, how did you get here, right? All of us came from somewhere. It's like, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be an electrical engineer. I want to be a doctor. And now here you are, right? So it's like, I'm a real doctor. Most of the time we got our inspiration from TV or some well-to-do doctor, engineer, accountant who's doing very well. And they're like, I want to be like that guy, right? But I had simpler aspirations as a child, right? I just wanted to...
Soldier?
And I just wanted to dig ditches, man. I just wanted to dig.
That's a very simple aspiration.
I had a simple aspiration.
That's very,
easy,
and
that was that age where people like had things that kids were doing things like what I'm doing. I think I could have been like in
dig ditches.
Grade like pre-reception. I'd be like five years old.
Who told you that was a profession?
No one told me, but that was just my ambition. Because I used to dig holes in the yard with sticks.
That's like a professional.
And I saw people digging trenches, and I was like, that's
what I want to do.
That's what I want.
Okay.
So far, you dig, you know what people even feel like,
Jesus.
oh yeah. And for the longest time I was like, I want to be a trench digger, and my parents would be like,
that is not a profession.
Say pilot, and I'd be like,
no,
I want a shovel.
Were you accepted in grade 1? Because there are those interviews and they're like, you want to be a what?
Yeah, they got me. But after some programming.
Grade 1 had interviews?
Yeah, grade 1 had interviews. Come private.
Okay. That was a cheap shot.
But private. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I think they're more common now. People have more.
Yeah, they're very common now. You have
interviews
to interview
into grade 1.
Just like you have just see like like your cognitive ability, like
at least there has to be something.
Yeah, I mean, because you can find your child has special needs, and then people get offended, but it's just like, hey man, here we've identified your kid is a bit slow, but it's not a big.
No parent wants to be taught that.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't say retarded anymore.
No, we can't.
But you can say a bit. But you can say a bit slow. You can say a bit slow. Yeah, you can say a bit slow. Yeah.
Private school interviews. That's fine. That's fine.
But But so
Yeah.
anyway, so I got this because they programmed me at home because wouldn't allow me in the yard.
So that you don't dig
So I don't
ditches?
dig, so I don't dig in the yard, and they'll be like,
Sounds like a
bring that child
problem.
in the yard. It was
Sounds like
very
a
problematic. I used to
problem.
dig up the yard, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember in ShopRite they used to have those toy shovels?
Oh, yeah, with
Yeah, and I'll be like, that's me. I don't want a car.
No, you
For
just
what?
want to
I
dig
want a car.
ditches.
You want a soldier man? No.
Jesus.
Shovel. They refused, man. I was like, I need to get my
Oh, no,
hands
me-
on
me?
spoons. You leave spoons where I can reach.
Yeah.
That's a shovel. That's not my tools, bro.
Oh, no, me from 6, 7, 8, doctor.
Doctor.
I don't even know where it came from.
Where?
Like, not even TV, nothing. I think it's because the options were accountant, lawyer, doctor. I said doctor.
Doctor.
Save lives, yes.
That's
From
great.
the time I was 8.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oof.
Nothing else from the time I was 8.
All
My
right.
primary school teachers would tell you I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through your steps to how you became a doctor, right? So where was your primary?
Concola School.
Concola
Is that too
Trust
much
School.
information? Is that too much personal information?
Maybe,
Yeah.
is it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be like,
Just like broadly, yeah.
Then what?
Anyway,
then what?
secondary
What do they
school.
do? Yeah, because you're a doctor now, so they'll be like, Concola, they make doctors. You guys, great school.
Yeah.
Great school. Then it was Ibenga or Fatima?
Ibenga.
You went to
Yeah,
Ibenga,
so
the
Concola
famous
School.
Ibenga,
Yeah.
one of the best
Girls' schools in the country. Yes,
yeah,
it
very
is.
famous, right?
I don't know about right now, but it
Way
still
over.
is. I'm
I'm
betting
sure.
it still is.
I'm sure. Yes, Ibenga. Yeah, that's sponsorship.
No, it was a great
If it was ever
school.
on the table, it's still.
No, it was a great school.
It was a great school.
It
It was a great
was,
school. I've been.
yeah.
I went there I think I took my sister there, and I was like, oh wow.
It's a beautiful school.
Yeah, like,
beautiful.
That's like, it's Catholic.
Yes, it's Catholic.
Yeah,
It's a
I could
Catholic
tell
school.
from the skits.
Yeah, it's.
I could tell from the skits.
We
I
are
was
there
like,
to learn, not wear pretty skirts. Leave us alone.
Yeah, and also as you walk, mop the floor with those kids. That's I guess that's what they're going for.
Get well,
They're
let you
very
learn.
low.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
yeah,
Let us wear long skirts.
Catholic school
Yeah.
clean you up, man. They'll
Yeah.
be like, we'll make you compliant.
No.
Catholic schools, man, they will make you understand.
Hey, they
your
produce
place.
doctors. It's okay.
They butter shoe for convent.
There's a specific shoe.
Yeah, they have.
Like a specific shoe.
Even in Pelembe have like a recommended shoe.
They have a business.
You'd think
Deal?
they have a
Why?
deal. No, there's like this is
the
Oh
only
no,
shoe
but
I like
then
to wear.
it is
Yeah.
uniform. Everybody looks uniform.
I guess so.
Yeah,
but they
everybody
took it,
looks.
But yeah, so they got a recommended shoe. It's like this is the one that if you're looking for one, this is the one.
The butter shoe.
Right? So
And then
yeah, so you did that.
quality.
Yeah, you did that, and then we met at A levels.
Yes,
I did
yes.
A levels, guys. Me,
So did I.
I'm intelligent. yeah. So you finished. I dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah, rebel, rebel, cool guy, bad
Cool
boy,
guy dropping
bad
out.
Boy, bad boy.
Like,
eh?
I think
All
you
the
only
ladies
did
are
like one
good.
trimester.
I did.
Semester.
Yeah, the one term. I did
Yeah,
the
one
one term.
term. Yeah.
Then I just didn't show up again.
Yes, and that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I thought I was going to go to India, and we put all our eggs in that basket. But I love
not pan out.
Sibiu. Love it. Love you guys.
But he wanted to go to India.
I was supposed to go. I even signed the papers and everything, and I was like,
Just fell through. It's okay.
Ndekeboy, getting on a plane. No. But hey, man. I mean, if
Yeah.
I went, would we even have this beautiful podcast?
No.
Yeah. Right.
Why
But,
not?
Yeah,
You would
but-
have stayed in India?
Hey, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So and then you finished. You finished A levels. You did that academics. It was a very, very, very much girl of science. Girl of
I
science.
love science.
Yeah.
I also love art. So to be fair, a little bit of both.
Right.
A little
So you
bit
did
of
that,
everything.
and then you went to China.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, then you went to China,
Then I went to China.
right? You went to China, right? I don't know. I'm not gonna say your grade 12 results, but it was in the low single figures, in the very low single. In short, right? Izu did very well.
you're embarrassing me.
Right? Yeah, went to China, right?
Yeah.
So now, like, when people hear China, it's like, oh, where did you go to school? And you're like, China. Everyone's like, So you must have gotten like 35 points. You must have gotten.
Venga, where am I getting 35 points from?
Well, China have got 35 points, and maybe that has a little bit of money, and you're like, oh, just take it to China and whatnot. So you went to China.
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
that was the choice. That was the choice.
That was the choice.
Yeah,
it was a choice. It wasn't a choice. Well, it wasn't like that's your only option.
Yeah, it was the choice.
Like, I want to go to China, good recommendations, facilities, I can learn. It's right.
Yeah, that was the choice. It was like, oh no, China is doing very well in medicine, in science, so let's go to China.
So how did you beat the allegations, man, that you went to China, obviously you're incompetent, you're
At
down.
that time, those were not there. I didn't get that.
They weren't there?
No, I didn't get that because everybody in my life knew me.
Okay,
so it's like, nobody's going to be like, you're down. It's like, what do you mean? So I didn't get that. And then when I got there and then I got back, that's when I realized there was like this preconception about people who study abroad. I didn't know. I don't think anybody who like goes abroad, a lot of people at that time in 2013, 2014, nobody really knows that there's this preconceived notion that you go abroad and you're down, you can't really do medicine. I didn't know. Then went to China, loved it.
Loved China.
I loved it.
China.
Yeah.
Loved China. He speaks Chinese. He speaks pretty good Chinese.
Decent Chinese. I haven't spoken Chinese in a while, but decent Chinese.
At least you come to a Chinese restaurant, you'll be like, but in Chinese.
Pretty good Chinese. I loved it there. Like if I had a chance, I probably wouldn't live there, but I would go back.
You go and visit, you go have.
I would go and visit.
It's a good time.
I loved it. I loved the food. I liked the culture.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we had racism, but it wasn't that bad. I went to a college town. I went to a town that had quite a few colleges. So we're used to foreigners. So a little bit less racism than I think other people experience.
What do you miss the most about China?
Food. The food and the convenience.
Yeah.
Everything. Transportation was convenient. Shopping was convenient. Everything is convenient. It's like, it's first world, third world country. Does not feel like one. It does not feel like one. It was great. I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah. When I first got there, I hated it. Then I first got there. The language barrier. You don't get used to the people. Yeah.
You just move in this square. Just like my house, school, the shop where I can point and hear.
And then, because most universities in China have everything in the university, you can spend 6 years and not leave the university.
Oh, wow.
I had a cinema in my university.
No.
I know.
Really?
I know, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like
so
in
you're
between.
watching like Avengers and stuff?
Yes, like vibes. Just like knock off 14, go watch a movie, go back to the dorms.
In a university?
Yeah.
Here in Kitwe. A city.
Does not have.
A metropolitan industrialized no cinema.
In Zambia, nowhere else. Nowhere else. We should really look into that.
Somebody needs to. If you hear this, just like
what love movies. We will spend the money.
Pay, man.
Yeah, we'll spend the money.
Because sometimes, there's like, I've got like 2 hours to kill.
Yes, let me watch a movie. And then sometimes whatever movie you would find is what you would watch.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what the cinema experience.
Oh, yeah. So like, so you came back. I remember because I was like first year at CBU, and then you hear about your friends because that's your circle, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I went to China, went to Russia, went to India, went to whatever, right? And then I went to my second year and people fell off, right? So I was like, that guy didn't do well. He's not coming back.
We don't know where he is.
He's hey, my Jordan, where is he? I don't hear about him. Then you just like, he's in China. I was like, he went to China. And then you're like, how did you go and did he change? Because like, no, he's doing the same program, maybe doing medicine. And it's like, but
Alipona.
Zambia. So you don't. But it's not proceed, but John. Bad doctor,
you
right?
You find them as a doctor?
Your friend, man. Like, hey, doc.
Yeah.
Doc. You don't know how to do.
Yeah.
I know you. But anyway, right? So the stereotype is like, those guys went to. All of that happened. So how are you back now? Let's say you're back in Zambia, right? Because you did that thing in Ndola.
Yeah.
What did you call it? What is it?
So you, like for my school, some schools in China allow you to come back and rotate in a Zambian hospital and then go back, graduate, come back, and then work in Zambia. Yeah, my school didn't have that because we had a hospital in our school. We had a cinema and a hospital in the school. Yeah, so I did most of my rotations in China. Then I came back for about a year. I spent it rotating in Ndola.
Okay, yeah.
Then afterwards, because for foreign trained people, we do HPCZ licensing exam.
Yes.
Like you have to do the licensing exam before you're allowed to practice in Zambia. Yeah. So I came back for about a year. Wrote the exam, passed, then you're given a license.
Yeah, so that year, right? Because there's you and Cheryl.
You
and Cheryl.
Yeah.
Cheryl.
My best friend.
His best friend.
My best friend.
Our best friend.
Yeah.
Our best friend.
Not your best friend. Somebody I introduced him to, not your best friend.
Who told Cheryl? I know you're going to watch this. I need some validation here. We're all best friends.
No, we are really not.
No, when the three of us, I'm putting this.
There's like
when
Cheryl, there's
when
like
when we're the three of us, specifically, when we're the three of us, we're all best friends together. I'm claiming Cheryl.
It's fine.
I'm claiming
It's fine. But yeah, the thing is, I think studying abroad is person dependent. It really is just like an individual thing. If you studied at CBU, you studied at UNZA, you studied abroad. If you don't want to work, you just don't want to work. Doesn't matter where you are. Yeah. Like I had people who were very, very smart in my class. I had people who were very, very down in my class. Then you had the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just it's person dependent.
People came from
it's person
whatever.
dependent.
Yeah, they fell off.
Yeah.
So like what people like I say by in you're doing your rotating for your HPCZ and whatnot, right? So like what was when someone finds out like, oh, you're from
that was the
China.
first time I realized like, oh, you people have like this notion about people who study abroad. It was horrible. It was horrible, yeah.
Just assuming that you don't.
Yeah, it's like, I remember somebody once shouted at me and said, like this was an irrelevant conversation. We're talking about something other than medicine.
Yeah.
And he was like, I would never allow people who studied abroad to work in Zambia. I said, that's a bold assumption. Do you know abroad means UK, America? Like, it means everything. But yeah, they were just like, I didn't know. I came back and I was like, okay. But then I met Dell people who studied here too. Like, what was the point?
Yeah, we don't call them Dell. We call them...
slow?
We call them slow.
Any situation, you will meet people like that. Okay. But then it's assumed like everybody failed in Zambia, then went abroad and became a doctor. Yeah. And then sometimes you have people who failed here, realized their mistakes, went abroad, did better, came back and were great doctors. I mean, cannot be defined by somebody's mistake.
True. I think I've seen more than a handful of people who studied abroad and they're just...
Yeah, they came back and they were
winning.
Yes,
winning. Exactly. Just like, this exposure has made me better than all of you. You know? That's like me, I'm exposed. I can, and like... Truly, exposure is a good thing. Just depends on how you use it. People who are exposed wrongly, get into drugs.
Like I said, it's always person dependent. It's the person who's there. But with all that said, I loved studying abroad. I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't recommend it if you want to become a doctor.
Tell me about that.
I don't recommend it. I think it's hard. It's a hard adjustment. It has nothing to do with the studies. It has nothing to do with the skills.
Okay.
It's hard to come back and adjust to working in a Zambian hospital. Okay, it takes some time.
Okay, so now let's talk about managing your expectations. Right, because again, right, we get our inspirations from maybe someone who has probably gone through all the trials, and is at a really great point in their career, and you're like, wow, that must be the standard. That's what I want to be. You see, a doctor just being a cool doctor, knowing everything. He sees you, is like, you take this medicine, get it, and you get better.
Yeah,
right. It's a banker driving a nice big SUV, making money, doing whatever they're doing, sounding like experts in their fields, right? And then you're like, okay, I want to do that as well. And you go to school, and school doesn't tell you much, right? School just like, okay, study primary this, study that.
University
doesn't tell you much. But now you're in the industry, right? Yeah. So now it's like, what were some of your biggest disparities from what maybe you had expected? As a person, and maybe coming from China, but just mostly as a person, and you come here and you're here in the copper belt and you're a doctor and you're like, yo.
No,
if I was telling my younger self, I'll be like, hey, where you going? be strong?
I think it was a lot easier for me because I had a good support system. I came with my friends from China. So we were all struggling together.
Yeah.
I remember my friend TC once said, like here they throw you in the water, you either sink or swim. Yeah, you don't have a choice. You're either going to sink or you're going to swim.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a very good support system. And then I knew it was going to be hard. I think that's no matter how hard you work when you're abroad, if you come back, you should know it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard adjustment because this is your first time. People have been doing this because in Zambia, most people start clinical rotations in 4th year. They start in 4th year, they finish in 7th year, then they become doctors. So you've had 3 years experience. You're coming back with these people who've had more than that experience.
Yeah.
So you come back. It's hard. It's a hard adjustment. It's a hard adjustment, but you push through. You sink or you swim. You're going to choose to swim. Survival instinct. Either way, it's going to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you to tell me maybe. Because now we've talked about your coming up, getting into it, and maybe a few things. But what right now, right? Because you're still a doctor, right?
Yeah.
You didn't stop. You didn't quit.
Sometimes I want to quit.
Yeah, sure, right? So let's just say, right? Besides the salary, because I mean that's a big part of why we're still working.
Yeah.
But besides the salary, like tell me, what do you love about medicine now that you're in it? Almost 3 years in practicing. What do you still love? What have you grown to love about being a doctor?
I think because I always loved biology. I loved biology. I loved science.
Yeah.
So becoming a doctor is just like achieving that. So I love medicine. I love my job. I do. It's really hard.
Okay.
It's a really hard job. It's mentally taxing. It's physically taxing, psychologically, everything.
Yeah.
But I love my job. I love helping people. I love getting to the hospital. I like working with my colleagues. I really do enjoy working in the hospital.
Okay.
I do think it's a passion project. If you're going to do medicine,
It's a passion project.
it's a passion project. Yeah. Like some days just the passion drives you to get there. Yeah. But I do enjoy working in the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard though.
Okay, so now tell me, because like in hospitals you got like different departments and stuff that you've cycled through.
Yeah.
I know there's things like pediatrics, there's IMED, there's surgery, there's
Loved orthopedics, enjoyed orthopedics.
Yeah, that's what you call
Loved it. Yeah. Yeah.
Orthopedics and the other one. So in as few words as possible, tell me like about some of those departments, and just like, is it me? Because I think you're at that stage in your career where you must choose now.
Yes. Yeah. You
like
need
a
to choose a
discipline or
specialty.
one, like specialty. And
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going this direction.
Yes.
So like from my Grey's Anatomy knowledge, I'm going to try and mention a few and what I know about them, and then you tell me how you kind of feel about it.
Okay.
Right? So like pediatrics, like baby medicine for babies, for children.
Love kids.
Love
Kids, but it's the hardest one.
Yeah.
I think emotionally it's the hardest one.
Yeah.
Not like physically, but like emotionally it's the hardest one.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more depressing than a dead baby.
It's
That's
painful.
That's why one is like, oof.
Very, very painful, yeah. But then I think I enjoyed pediatrics the most. Yeah.
okay,
Like, I like kids. I like kids.
You like
I liked
kids?
dealing with
How much
kids,
do you
yeah.
like kids' parents? How much do you like
No,
children's
you are more
parents?
understanding of kids' parents than you are other
Like,
relatives
yeah.
because it's a child.
It's very
I remember
personal.
I kept getting shouted at over something I had no control over, and I still had more understanding than if I was like in a surgical rotation and this adult is shouting at me over this other adult, and I'm like, why? But then with a kid, you are more understanding of a parent. Like even if you've never been a parent, you kind of understand where parents are coming from.
Yeah.
I think I had more grace for people just like being upset in the pediatrics department than anywhere else. Yeah.
It's a new child. It's got that fresh baby smell, man.
Yeah.
It's like you just sorry for the example. It's like you just buy a car.
Horrible example.
It's horrible. Watch the motor, a new vehicle, man. New vehicle.
Yeah.
then you're like, hey, just.
Bambi bakupunka. That's
Why,
words bakupunka. Why?
You're like,
the anger there is different.
I don't understand, and then, that's your baby, your sick baby.
But no, I think peds, okay, it depends on where you rotate from. Some people like specialties based on where they rotated from, but where I am, I love it. I loved pediatrics. If option, probably peds, I would become a pediatrician. Okay. So that's bias, That's bias. Like, I can't give you if I really want to do it.
Okay. Orthopedics, the bone people. Okay, and what do you tell me also about the type of doctor. So like in peds, what kind of doctor goes into peds? Oh,
they're lovely. They're nice. Like you always kind of get like very jovial, fun people in pediatrics. You get very like caring, people. Most of the doctors I've met. Again, it's not one personality. It's different people, but most of them are very jovial. They love their job. One thing about pediatricians, they love their job. Yeah. Okay. Those are people who you find love their job.
So ortho now, bone breakers, man.
The bone breakers.
What do you think about those guys?
When I was in orthopedics, because I'm quite like short stature, right?
Yeah.
I loved orthopedics because it was like, if I was to become an orthopedic doctor, I would be like, look at this small person coming to fix your bones.
Coming here with hammers and saws.
Yes.
Like, I'm coming
for you. And we have like drills and stuff. It's really fun.
Okay.
It's a very fun rotation. Okay. Yeah, it's a fun rotation. Okay. Then orthopedic surgeons are confident. I think they carry a confidence to them. Yeah.
I mean, because you have to be confident. Just because I've seen. I think I've seen something that's like.
Yes, like you're like
hammering. And you're hammering. I was like, hey.
It's like a.
That's a bit. Are you? And there's like, you're healed. I was like, I don't think that's what you healed.
You were hammering into my bone. Yeah, like, they're very confident.
Okay.
They're very confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
I made is
I think
diagnostician. Is that
exactly.
the word?
It's
is
like
that
house.
the word? Diagnostician.
Like people who watch House. It's like House.
Yeah.
House is medicine. House
just
is
come,
exactly
just
what
sees you,
medicine
just smells you. AIDS.
Yeah.
That's definitely AIDS.
They're very smart.
They're very smart. Academicians.
Yes, those are academicians. Those are the ones that I like. They're very, very smart. Yeah.
Do you think you're up to?
I loved IMED as well. Yeah. Like I loved rotating in IMED.
Yeah. How do you feel? How do you feel amongst in like an IMED discussion with like them be the consultants?
They tell you so much.
Yeah.
They physicians are very, very intelligent. They're very, very smart. That's not to say all doctors are not intelligent, but like physicians are like, for them it's like smarts. They bring smarts first before anything.
Are they intimidating? They're like, this
no, they're so nice. No, because like surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, they're like, tough. Because but then physicians are just there's vibes.
Vibes.
Just vibes. Yeah. I would say smart, very smart. Yeah.
All right. So now surgeons, general surgery, What do you think about general surgeons?
By the way, I loved my surgery department, but there's like an element of arrogance.
So assholes, right?
Not assholes, no. Like a good arrogance. Like,
I know what I'm doing.
Yes, you I
know what I'm doing.
Yeah. But
I know what I'm doing. I can do this with my eyes closed. Everyone in Grey's Anatomy is an asshole.
Everyone on TV is an asshole.
It's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm
just touch of arrogance.
Okay.
Touch of
arrogance. How do you like surgery? It's not going well.
I'm not a fan. I like it's not for me.
How do you feel, man? How do you feel like
cutting? Cutting is something I enjoy. Like yes, surgery is something I enjoy, but then the topics themselves didn't really interest me. I didn't enjoy them as much. I didn't enjoy them as much as I enjoyed medicine or pediatrics. Yeah. But I love to cut. I'm one of the people where it's like, oh, you want to cut? I'm like, yes, please.
What's been like your most invasive surgery that you were part of? And like, what did you do? Did you remove a spleen?
Oh, that's going to take a while.
What is even a spleen?
That would take a while.
Okay, just give me highlights. What was it?
Because it's general surgery, so general surgery mainly deals with like abdomen, bowels, things like that. Yeah, so it's like what you call like an X-lap. where you
Okay.
kind of cut in, yeah. So it just depends. Are your intestines blocked? Do you have appendicitis? Yeah. Do you have like peritonitis? It's like, yeah, things like that. So you kind of cut in and you see exactly what's happening. Where's the problem? Yeah. Then you remove the appendix. You do whatever you need to do.
Yeah,
in there.
like sorry, me when sorry, this is a personal question, man. Like when you cut something, you cut something, there's blood.
Yeah,
So, everything.
yeah.
So then you open up and is this everything covered in blood?
No.
How do you see? Or does the
No,
blood
'cause
stop somewhere?
like blood moves in veins and arteries.
So you close?
No, like
How do you? Because I'm just imagining you cut and it's just like.
So,
It's just like
have
a
you seen
pool
like a
of blood.
drawing of, because you start with bones, right?
Yeah.
You start with bones, and then you kind of see like these arteries and veins
Yeah,
passing through
yeah,
the body.
yeah.
Yeah. Then you see like organs. They are encased in the bone, kind of.
Okay,
Yeah, you
okay,
see. So
okay.
it's not like blood is just like pouring
pooling
everywhere.
in.
Yeah. You have like an intricate system.
Okay, but like when you cut though,
It's like,
isn't it
let's
just
say-
like you cut and then now it's like
No, it's like if you like plumbing, you know, there
Okay.
are pipes inside.
There are
right?
pipes, okay.
Yeah, so the pipes inside, and then there are organs in those, like in between the spaces of the pipes. You understand what I mean? Yeah, it's not like there are pipes and then organ, then pipe continues. No, it's like pipe, organs in between. That's how it is. It's structured. Yeah. So you tend to learn exactly where an artery is, where a vein is that you don't want to cut. Okay. Yeah, and then there are arteries and veins, and then the capillaries. Those are the ones that like fuel the organs.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the ones that like take blood to the organs.
So like the way, like in termites, the way the sausage is looking, is that how, like they sit? This you have to. It's a serious question. It's a serious. Is that how, like, is that how they sit?
It's like how
Like the way-
everything is smushed together. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything is just
Okay.
smushed
Yes.
together.
So then,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything's
yes,
just like
okay.
smushed together.
Just like,
Even if you just pull up a picture of like, oh, your abdomen, how does it look? Everything's just kind of just like there,
I
smushed
won't.
together.
I won't.
But you want to know. After the plumbing analogy, don't you want to see it? It's like
You know, when I was a kid, there was this just really stupid children. Like when I was in high school, there was this site called, I think it was called rotten.com.
okay.
And it was just a site where you could see gory things. That's like, and there were categories of gory things.
Okay.
And you'd see like, give an example of like, maybe like, someone who just shot themselves, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like, and then maybe like pictures, maybe like, and then they got leaked or something like that.
Yeah.
Just gory things, and you're like, oh, this person.
Strange
Then there's one like someone who was struck by lightning.
Yeah.
And just a whole of gory things. And I saw as a child, I was like, I've seen this. It's okay. It's enough.
It's
Just weird
done.
stuff like maybe people with infections, really like crazy weird
Yeah.
infections.
No,
People with like
daily life in the hospital.
motorcycle accidents.
What we see every day.
And I saw and I was like, why do people still ride motorcycles? By far, the worst accidents. 'Cause
Motorcycle accidents, yes.
are the worst.
Yeah, they
The
are.
worst.
They are.
worst.
There's zero protection. It's just like
There's
you
yeah.
and the road.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's like you and the road.
Something facts. You're dying.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
dying. You're losing a couple of limbs. Anyway, right?
Just
So
one.
I have two more, right? Obstetrician, man, the bringers of life into the
Yeah.
world, the labor people, the labor ward people. What is your experience in the labor ward?
I love like labor ward. I love like obstetrics itself is a very it's instant reward. Like you see a woman in
Okay.
labor and you see the baby come out.
Okay.
Like instant reward. Like you can
Okay.
literally see a product of the labor. Like yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
It's gross, right?
it's everything in
Everything is
medicine
gross, right? It's gross, right?
Everything's medicine is gross. It's so gross to the point that we adjust.
You just like,
it's
oh.
like yeah.
Okay.
But I think they're great. Like obstetricians love their job. One thing about obstetricians, they love their job. Because most of the people who go into obstetrics, it's such an instant reward. You can actually see.
Yeah.
Where, like the baby.
Yeah. It's like, oh, baby's here. And it's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you've been seeing this person for like
Also, they're
months.
such hard workers.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, like all doctors are hard workers, but like
Obstetricians are really going.
they're hard workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's
obstetricians
a
have
tough
like
job.
I feel like obstetricians have like you have you have consistent long-term patients.
Yes.
Someone comes in from like, oh, I think I'm pregnant, and then just like,
you will
I'll
always
be
have, and
seeing
then
you.
one thing about obstetricians, they will always have patients. People will always be pregnant.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Oof. All right. This is the last one. This is the last one for these ones. Is the dentists, man. What do you think about dentists?
I like dentists.
You like dentists?
I don't have much of an opinion on
Of
dentist
dentists?
surgeries. Yeah, I like them.
I feel like dentists is like this. That's like where medicine is like. Yeah, it's chilled, man.
It's also very focused.
Yeah, I feel like dentists
very
really is just
focused.
like, don't show me anything else about your body, bro. Because I feel like if you're a doctor who came up and maybe you're going to peds or you're going to surgery, you're like, it's not but then it's just like, hey man, if it's not your mouth.
But then they do rotate with you do
Yeah,
a whole rotation in all
but
the
like,
others.
But like when you choose dentistry, when you choose it, it's like
you've chosen it.
You've gone
That's your
here.
straight
Because now I'm
line.
just like, 30 years in dentistry, and someone's like, hey man, my liver. It's like,
What am I supposed to do about
what
that?
is it? I don't know, man. I can I can give you a feeling. I don't know, but I don't know about that liver thing. That's how I see them sometimes. Just like, what do you then you do it, man. I'll do it, bro. I'm a dentist, man.
Yeah, but not much of an opinion. But again, every part of medicine is important.
Okay. So now, like, and before people who are out there watching and they're like, I want to be a doctor, and then they're like, how long do doctors work? What are doctor hours like? What are doctor hours like?
Insane.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys have been watching for days.
Yes, you can.
Because
It's
of
insane
days.
hours. And the thing is, people think it's just in Zambia. No, even in the Western world, doctors have insane hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Do you guys
crazy
have those
work
like
shifts.
doctors like quotas?
We do have quorums. Yeah.
Okay,
we call them
good, take a nap.
quorums. Yes,
Quorum,
you
okay.
go and rest. Yeah, some hospitals have like common rooms, like there's places where doctors can rest. But yeah, a hospital, if you have doctors doing like night shift and things like that, you should always have a quorum where they can go and rest. Yeah, but the hours are crazy.
Yeah.
The hours are crazy. Yeah.
Like how
So it depends. You can have a 12-hour shift. You can have a 24-hour shift. It's anywhere in between. Yeah. Yeah. It just depends on where you are. 24 hours. Yeah, like 8
24
to
hours
the next
in the
day.
hospital.
Yes.
How are you not beating people, man? How are you not? Because I've been a difficult patient. I've been a difficult patient. And I think I'm not very difficult, but I feel like I've been difficult, and I could be like, yeah, that was pretty annoying of me. But now there are people who are like, how have you not beaten someone?
I think you. It's not like people don't get angry. We all get angry, yeah. But then you have a little bit more grace because these are sick people. You can't just like go in there. Although some people are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people are genuinely crazy, but then you kind of have a little bit more grace. Like sometimes the problem is not the patient. The problem is like the bedside and the relatives. Those we are just like, why are you being crazy? Like the patient themselves, it's rare. Yeah, but then it's like a bedside. I'm like, you're just acting crazy. Yeah, but then
I'll sue you.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. And then I think the problem is also there's like a shortage in each like. No matter what it is, there's always like a shortage, But then people are less, and they know there's a shortage of doctors, there's not a shortage of this, but then they're a little bit less understanding, where it's like zero, no grace. We are expected to give so much grace, but no grace is offered back to us. It's rare. Yeah, that's like the biggest problem.
Okay,
like doctors are supposed to be superhuman. We're just people.
Yeah,
we're literally just people.
Man.
But
So like what breaks your heart in the hospital? Like what's something
ish at this point, very little.
Very little.
At this point, very little. Yeah, I think
what
get
gets
accustomed.
You like not just like people dying, but maybe the system itself. Like what's really like I wish this worked better, or I wish. Maybe I don't know. I'm sure these like issues of funding and everything is hectic. But what's really like?
I think the thing is,
we just had this. I think
because I studied abroad, which means I had.
You've seen the best of the best.
Yeah, I've seen like the best of the best. I've had a situation where we had like access to PET scans, MRIs, like whatever you need, you will find it. Like, and then at affordable price. Like it wasn't going to break the bank.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
that's one thing about like China. The healthcare
healthcare
system
system
is
is-
okay. It's
yeah.
not great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And then they have equipment, they have things like that. So even when I came back, I didn't expect the same level of like I didn't expect the system to still have the exact same things.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, I kind of have a little bit more grace to Zambian
For
hospitals
Zambian
because
hospitals.
I don't expect them to be exactly the same. But then I think if you have never like gone abroad, if because you know the comparison, you're like, you've seen the comparison. You're like, these people have like 20 malls in one city. We
Yeah.
barely have
You
one.
got a
So
cinema
do
in
we
the
really
school.
expect? Yes. Like I didn't expect it to be the same. So in that regard, maybe I have a little bit more grace for Zambian hospitals.
Okay.
It's-
So you have grace because you've seen better.
Yes, because I've seen
That's
better.
interesting. It sounds counterintuitive. If it sounds like the person who saw everything working amazingly should be frustrated here, but you are saying like, I get it.
Yes, I
Like,
get it. Because
get
again,
it.
20 malls compared to none. A cinema in a school compared to none. It's
Okay.
like you come back and you're like, okay, I understand why we don't have this.
Why we don't
I think
have
I
this.
understand it a little. Maybe people abroad, like people who study abroad, they come back, they're like, why don't you have this? And for me, I'm like, I get why you don't have
Okay.
this.
Yeah. Okay.
I get why
okay.
you don't have this. I think the most frustrating thing is probably the workforce. I think,
Yeah.
hospitals, and this is like not even a Zambian specific problem. Everywhere has like a shortage in the healthcare system, which I don't understand because we keep producing like doctors and nurses and all these
Yeah.
people. Yeah, but there's always like a shortage in the hospital. Yeah,
Okay.
that's like the most frustrating thing.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
the most
from like from heartbreak, what are your peeves? What are your peeves? What are you like? I'm peeved.
in
How
the
do
hospital.
patients peeve you? How do patients peeve you? It's like, yes, like
Patients themselves rarely.
patients don't peeve you.
No, patients
Okay.
themselves rarely.
How do like
bedsiders, relatives?
bedsiders? Yeah. What's a common sign of like this is I'm about to have a problem with you? Like a
Like-
first sign, or you see a bedside and you're like,
No, some people come to a government hospital and are very entitled.
Mm.
I'm like, you're a little too entitled for where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're a little too entitled for this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like you have like people are just problems.
what's the language? What's your first indicator? Like,
but then people.
you?
The problem with
They're
people,
about to give me a problem.
no, the issue is people in Kitwe swear a lot. Why are you swearing at your healthcare professional? Like, why are you coming here?
Some people-
I remember, yes.
Hey,
Are you allowed to swear
hey,
here?
can
Like,
you-
are you guys allowed to swear on this podcast? No. No. I remember one time this guy had been fighting. He comes, he's just a little bit drunk, a little bit inebriated, but like, still, you can still walk. You are fine. So he's got like cuts everywhere and I'm suturing him. And like, this guy is going from like hitting on me to like swearing at me. I'm like, what is wrong with you
Kopala.
people?
The Kopala,
Like,
man.
like
Yeah.
Kopala people actually just
Yeah, man. That's our confidence, man. That's our Kopala
so much
confidence.
swearing.
Stitching up this guy.
Yes, and
bleeding
he's just
everywhere,
like,
but it's just
all like some insults. I was like, this is a lot.
That's a
Like,
lot.
That's for
That's
somebody
like,
who's trying to help you. This is a lot. Like I'm literally there, and he's like screaming.
It's just it's a public institution.
Yes, and
That's-
no, there's no such thing. There's no such
yeah,
thing.
some insults sound like maybe if the police might
had
be like,
never heard of them before.
maybe you come, some members are just like the police shouldn't hear you.
Yes,
They
like
can-
say,
yeah,
okay, this
smoked,
is
wow,
so
yeah.
uncomfortable for me. But yeah, although man, people in the hospital are special.
Yeah.
Never patients.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's a lot easier to give grace because you have a sick relative.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you are going above and beyond, but you have a sick relative, so you're like, okay.
It's kind of concerning.
Yes,
worry,
you're like, all right, if it were somewhere else, but
yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Sometimes, like I think if I have maybe like a sibling at the hospital, like I remember before I was just like I shouldn't be the doctor, no, I shouldn't say too much. But now like because I'm like my sibling's guardian, so now like I'll say everything I know about their medical history in the short time in the consultation.
we appreciate that.
That's like, hey, this person, she's been sweating the whole night.
Yeah, no, we
Just
appreciate
like,
that. Like the more information you give us, the better we
Just
can
like her
treat
poop is
you.
blue. Just everything. Have you got everything? Just
No.
letting you know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
fine. Not where it's like, oh, I'll be coming, and then it's like, oh, like I told you I'll be coming in 5 minutes, and then I come in like 10, and you're like, why did you know? And it's like,
Yeah, but sometimes doctors hit you with that. I know. It's like, hey. I'm not trying to.
I am always going to defend.
I'm not
I
trying
am always
to
going to defend healthcare
hit you with
workers.
it,
We
hit
go
you
through
with-
a
just
lot.
hit you with it. I know that. So I was just like, I'm just trying to help you.
But it's better if you are a patient, you're a relative. Better you annoy me than you keep
Annoy
it to
you.
yourself.
Yeah,
Better
keep it
you
to
annoy. Like I'll
yourself.
go home angry, but at least you
Yeah,
help the
yeah,
situation. But
yeah.
just don't be crazy. People
Just
are
don't be crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
people are crazy.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah.
So like okay, like clearly being a doctor is it's a
hard.
passion project.
It's a passion
It's like,
project.
you have to be passionate about it, but like what's a day off like, man? What's a day
Sleep.
off like? Just sleep.
I
eh?
sleep.
Oh.
I sleep. Although people would disagree, I sleep. But then
I disagree.
Yeah,
I
like-
disagree. I disagree. I
Yeah.
disagree.
If I get
You're like the
time-
busiest person ever. I don't know how you find time. You know how you find time. Izu has a. You have like a WhatsApp blog that I subscribe to. Yeah, WhatsApp that you subscribe
Yeah.
to, and you talk about like your hours, and you count them like hour by hour.
Yeah.
Like I'm here, just like hour 13 out of 24.
I haven't eaten today.
I haven't eaten today.
This patient's relative
Hey,
shouted at me.
Hour 15 out of shan.
Yeah.
I was just slapped by a child. shan.
Oh yeah, but like that's like a day in my life.
I've
Like
just slapped
hair
a child,
pulled,
yeah.
slapped.
Yeah, but when it's not your like your daily hospital blog, it's just like
So much.
I'm actually an event planner.
Yeah.
I'm actually a secret event planner, and and I'm obsessed, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how do you tell me about that, man? Because I know you've been planning things.
Yeah.
You've been planning like engagement parties,
proposals,
birthdays.
Yeah.
You did a baby shower yet?
Yeah, I did do
You
a
did
baby shower. It was
you
beautiful.
did baby shower,
Yeah.
birthdays and everything,
Yeah.
and it's just like.
No, because I have a rule. If I don't do it tired, I will never do it. Like my job is hard. I have
Yeah.
crazy work hours. So sometimes I just have to do the things even though I'm tired. Otherwise I would have no life.
Yeah.
I would have no life. And
Yeah.
I like making things. I like art. I like movies. I like a lot of things. If I don't do these things tired, I would never do them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think it was like every now and then you get some stuff from China, and you'll be like, hey.
Yes, I'm like,
Because
you guys have to see
listen to
this.
Yuzu. She's just like, she's going to put her phone somewhere, and she'll be like, I bought these things. Let me show you. Just like, oh, this thing.
Yeah.
Do you see it? It's very pretty. It's very nice.
Do
And
you
it's like,
like
do you
it?
see this
10
thing?
out of 10?
Do you see
5
this
out of
thing?
10?
It's useless. I bought it. I wasted my money. It's useless.
Yeah.
Puts it down. You know? Just like a reviewer is like, hey, this thing, just like, and you're like, where do you find the time? I'm not a doctor, but I'd be like, where do you find the time?
I do
But I must say,
tired.
please keep on doing it, man. Like
It's fun for me too.
it's so easy to just do nothing and be like unhappy and unfulfilled.
You just be like, my job is hard, I'm tired. That's it. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
But no, like sometimes I've been just after a call and I'm like, okay, we're going to Baluba, and we went to
Yeah,
Baluba.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you need to do certain things.
distress,
first.
man.
Yeah. Like even if I'm tired, even if I'll come home, I'll be exhausted. But like I need a life.
Yeah.
Like my job is my life. My life
Yeah.
is my job. But like I also need something else. Yeah. Like I need a social life. Otherwise, it's very very easy to just get into the cycle of work home, especially when you're a doctor because of the hours.
Yeah.
It's very very easy. So I tried to break out of that.
Yeah. What's your next plan, like event you want to like plan? What do you want someone to approach you and be like, hey Izu, can you do it?
I love proposals.
What?
Proposals are my favorite.
Yeah.
Like to plan
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. Like it's so fun, and also it's not as because I can't really do large scale yet. So it's like a small intimate thing. Because if you want something on Pinterest, I can probably
You
do
can
it.
probably do it.
I can probably do it. Yeah, I
Are you
love
seeing this? Are you seeing this
proposals.
somewhere? If someone is like, hey Izu, I got a bit of money, and I think like I want to do like event planning. Would you make it a side hustle? If it showed you, if people are approaching you and be like, I'll pay you, because a lot of things you do is just like, this is my friend.
Yeah.
This is my friend. This is the plan. Okay, Izu, we have this much money. What can we do? And then you're like, because you just enjoy it. You're like, I like to do it.
it's fun.
But someone is like, hey man, I'm pay you for your time. I'm pay you for your imagination. Are you considering?
Oh, I would do it,
You'd
but I
be
wouldn't do it alone.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't do it alone.
Okay.
I don't have the flexibility to do it alone.
Okay.
That's like because when with
but
what
like
energy,
but like
with what
in
time.
a perfect world, if you could live off of being an event planner and an organizer, would you? If in a world where okay, here we go. In a world where doing that made you as much as being a doctor, yeah, and like just planning events and being an event planner and whatever and all of that, and a decor person, whatever, right? If it gave you as much money as working in the hospital for maybe for a similar a comparable amount of effort, would you consider?
As a side hustle, yes. I wouldn't quit my job.
You would never quit being a doctor.
I love being a doctor. I love being a doctor. I don't think my personality would suit any other job. I cannot sit behind a desk. Yeah. And then when I interact with people, it's formal but very informal. You know? Yeah. I love my job. I wouldn't quit my job. I wouldn't quit my job. But I would maybe do something that affords me a little bit more flexibility. Yeah. As a side hustle, yes. But how long would event planning really take me? Like, this is a pretty steady long-term job, you know? Yes. It's a pretty steady long-term job. Like, event planning, even if I could get like a bunch of money, it would still side hustle, yes. But for permanently. Yeah. Also, that's where like when I'm a doctor, it's my expertise and you trust my expertise. You know, crazy as some people are, they still trust my expertise. And an event planner, it's my taste. It's your taste. It's your taste. It's like your choice.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be. It's. I think it's when you're dealing in such a situation, it's harder. It's harder because like it's people's taste.
But if I recall well, your mom was not an event planner, but she's like an event hoster.
Yes.
Yeah, she hosts events in Chilabombe and whatnot, right? But she's a teacher.
Yes.
But she's a teacher, right?
Yeah.
She didn't teach.
Huh?
She stopped teaching. Or does she still teach?
No, she still teaches.
She still teaches. Okay, I thought she stopped because I was going to be like, but your mom stopped. But she's like, oh, she still teaches?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Yeah, now it makes
teaches.
sense. She's just like, no, keep your job. Keep your job, young kid.
Yes, you see, like steady because it's an event business. It's like it's working, it's thriving, but it still has a steady income.
Do you think working for your mom, helping out, also like brought that out a little bit? Like, oh, I like this, and like, or like I can.
Yes,
do
it
this
did.
Creative liberties.
And it also, because like creative wise, I've always had that. I've always been more like a creative person. I always say if I was not born in Zambia, I probably wouldn't have done anything STEM related. Yeah. Like people would have been like, that's an artist. Why are you doing this? Yeah. Like I've always been like that. So organization, how to plan a thing, that I learned that from my mom. She's great. She's great. Yeah. She's great. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
That's
Okay. I clearly see it. I was trying to be like, are you sure you wouldn't stop the job?
I don't like uncertainty. I don't. I'm not I would take risks.
Yes,
I'm not a big risk taker.
Yes. I've known that about you.
Yes,
I have known that about you.
I want a steady income. I want a steady job. Like tomorrow, I know it will be there.
Okay. So being a young adult, being a doctor. Moving, right, doctor.
It's crazy. I know.
Doctor.
It's crazy.
So you sign now. How do you feel signing on doctor? I've never asked someone. How do you feel like Mr., Mrs., Miss,
and then doctor? Even on like wedding invites, they put doctor. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, no, that's
even on wedding invites, it's like doctor. It really is. It really is.
Mrs.
Doctor, yes. Like even wedding invites, they were like, write like doctor. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
great.
Man, they have to.
I made it, Mom. I made it.
Hey, I made it, man. Go to the bank. Like, Mr. Miss.
Doctor.
DR, bro. Please respect me, man. Respect me.
As a young adult.
Respect me, man. But okay, all right. So like again, like being a young adult, chilling out here. We're going to talk very briefly about finances, because that's like good.
Yeah.
How do you do your finances, man? What are you just like
vibes?
Yeah, that's vibe. Man, is it just like vibes? Are you just living on vibes? I was like, hey, when you pay me, I'm good. When I'm not paid, it's booky.
For the first year, when I first, like, I was like, oh, vibes, you know, like it didn't matter. I was
Parent.
just like, yeah, parent, do
Parent.
vibes, that's it. Yeah. That's what it was. But then afterwards, I realized I had no savings. I had no savings. I had nothing. I said, this is not sustainable. Like, you can't just live off vibes. Yeah. So I started implementing this thing like 50, 30, 20.
All those principles.
Yeah, that did not work for me. That did not work for me. Yeah,
Life is a bit more dynamic.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
It's like, so
50% 50 of my.
So 20% is your splurges in 20%. Like, me, when I want to enjoy myself, I want to enjoy my. Why should you restrict me in a 20%? No,
it didn't. Like for me, especially, I'm very impulsive. Like again, I am a shopper. I like things. I like going out with my friends. You know, like it did not work for me. It just didn't. So I set up a savings account, like an automated savings account that I don't have access to.
Okay. Yeah. So it's automatic deduction. Money hits.
Yeah, money hits and it goes. Like it like gives me like, because you don't really know exactly when the money will hit. So it like gives me like a 3-day period before then the money goes. So I set up at least 2 savings accounts. I know myself. I know I'm crazy. Okay. I know I'm crazy. So I would like transfer, like I would put, one is like a standing order. Every month it goes. Another one is something I just like take myself. And then I don't have access to that money. It's like inconvenient to get to that money. So it helps me like that.
You have to apply, you have to write.
Yes, you need to like actually physically go to the bank.
By the time you're there and the impulse has finished.
It's like
probably a good idea.
Don't have time to go to town. That's what it is. I just don't have time. Yeah. So what I do is I like standing order, all those things. So both of them, like a large chunk of money is removed, and then whatever is left is fair game. Yeah, like that's fair game. Okay. So it's easier for somebody who has like zero impulse control. Zero impulse control. So that helps. But otherwise, for the first year, I wouldn't advise though. I do think immediately you start getting like a steady income, you start saving up like emergency funds and like savings account. You need to start these things early. I looked at myself, I said you're late. Like it says very, very late. So immediately that money hits, you can play for 2 months, because there's always like you start getting money for the first time. It's so exciting. Like give yourself 2-3 months to kind of go crazy. Then afterwards set up an emergency fund, set up 2, 3, 4 savings accounts. It's like as many as you can. It's very helpful. Very, very helpful. Otherwise, shale poa. And you don't even know it went.
If there's a biggest laugh ever seen, like I'll go through the
bank statement.
The statement don't even make sense. No. I think the bank rate on papers. That's like, but this day, that's like no.
Never.
But what's this 500 kwacha? I don't know.
I don't know where it went. Especially like how convenient it is to use your card. Money just goes. Swipe. And then you look and you're like, where did that 1,000 go? Like, sometimes it's like such small amounts, like 500 today, 500 tomorrow. You're looking up, it's been 5,000.
It's 5,000. You're like, hey, why don't you have 1 pin in my account?
It's like I had so much money.
Pay 11. Pay 11, 1 pin in my account. Is like,
But yeah, a standing order is what works for me.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with some doctor stereotype, right?
Yes.
Good, some doctor stereotype. So, would you marry a doctor, and why is your answer no?
No, I would marry a doctor.
You would marry a doctor?
I would marry a doctor. I think nobody would understand your hours better than a
someone
fellow
who's
doctor.
Okay.
I would marry a doctor, but also like I wouldn't.
So what's the stereotype, man? Your friends, you're the doctor friends, man. Is it hard? Also, is it hard? Why is it hard to date a doctor?
Work hours.
The
also,
work hours. They're crazy.
Crazy people.
Because I'm like, I feel like
crazy people.
Me who's seen, I've seen your mother die. Your small heart, I can't break. You know what I mean? That's my rationale. That's my rationale for dating a doctor, is that you're dating someone who you've seen it all, man. You've seen like just
so tragic things.
You're just a bit numbed, man.
So heartbreak is okay?
I didn't say it's okay, but it's not difficult.
But that's a bit more personal.
It's a bit.
That's like right
I don't
here.
know, man. If you hold dead baby in your hand.
Yeah. You should be stronger than.
You should be strong, man. You can hold a dead baby.
And then
you haven't tell me that the baby's dead.
Yeah.
But now I'm quite a bill punching for somebody. I can feel, and I can feel to tell you that.
No, because the thing is, I don't think. The thing is, people don't, because once I do all of that, I still go back to work. I still have things like, but then I still go home. I still have to go home with those experiences.
No, it's true, truly, but like years and years and years will come, and then it's just like it's just part of your job.
Oh yeah,
life and death is now like part of your job, right?
Thing, yeah.
So now, like, again, it's just my rationale for the stereotype that doctors can be really heartless people. It's just like, hey man, when you've seen all of those things, it's not hard for you to just like.
That's not how this works.
It's not hard.
That is
Small
not how this works.
Me, I saw a heart.
Right.
I saw a real heart. I saw a real heart.
You've seen death, you should be stronger. You
Hey,
should be stronger.
you have seen death, and
That's kind of crazy.
then you can give me pressure.
It's kind of crazy.
give me pressure.
Doctors are just people. We are literally just people.
I mean, I'm not
other
saying I'm not.
stereotypes do you
That was just a stereotype that doctors is
Heartless. Who would marry themselves.
Doctors be like, I wouldn't marry a doctor. What is the other stereotype? It can be maybe emotionally unavailable. Those are about the ones that I got.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I have. Doctors.
Just people. They're just people. They have families at home. They have problems.
Yeah.
They watch movies.
Yeah.
Just people.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Guess.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Yeah, man.
Medicine.
Yeah,
Not
medicine.
for the weak.
Yeah.
Not for the weak.
clearly, Izu here recommends. She says it's a beautiful profession.
It is, but it's hard.
You have to love it, man.
I don't think anyone should be delusional about what being a doctor actually is. It's hard. It's hard.
I feel like being a doctor is like having a child with a disability.
You love it,
but it's a challenge. Every day it's a challenge. But it's just like, I love this child. That's exactly what it is. You pour into it and you're like, any little bit of progress is like, yes. Bit of progress, you're like, yes. And you're like, it's like, it's great. It's a blessing, but it's like, hey.
It's hard.
Hey.
It's a challenge. I love it, but it's a challenge.
Hey, man. Not my cup of tea, but I appreciate the men and women in the medical service for sure.
Insane.
I appreciate that for sure.
Insane.
Yeah, man. And on that note, Izu, great having you here.
Thanks for having me.
This was a great podcast.
I had fun.
I had fun too. Yeah. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you soon. Talk about some other stuff.
Some other stuff. Clearly, I'm not just a doctor.
Yeah, clearly. Event planner, doctor, buyer of things.
Movie buff. Love movie.
WhatsApp blogger. Yeah, WhatsApp blogger. So we'll probably get into a lot of things. Yeah. And this has been the Shimi Podcast with Izu. See you guys next time.